If you have failed more than one Proform challenge, the problem is almost never your strategy. I have passed hundreds of challenges across multiple Proforms over 8 years, and when I look back at the ones I failed, especially early on, the pattern is always the same. Not the bad setups, not the bad entries, not the bad approach, but the wrong mindset going in. A wrong understanding of what the evaluation or challenge is actually testing. In this video, I'm going to give you the complete framework I use to pass Proform challenges. The mindset before you start, how I approach day one, how I think about pace, and the most important mental shift that most traders never make. The difference between how you think during the challenge and how you need to think once you are funded. This applies to futures and CFD challenges. The rules are different between Proforms, but the approach is basically the same. There are 4 things that separate traders who pass from those who don't. Number 1, the right mindset before you open the first trade. Number 2, how to approach day 1. Number 3, the right pace. And number 4, the mental shift from challenge mode to funded mode. So let me start with what most traders get wrong before they even open the first trade. Most traders start a challenge thinking about the target. They open the account, they look at the profit target, and every decision they make from that point forward is filtered through one single question. How do I get to that number? And that thinking right there is exactly what causes most challenges to fail. When your goal is the target, every loss feels like a setback against that target. Every winning trade makes you want to push harder to get there faster. Every slow day makes you feel like you are running out of time even when there is no time limit. The shift that changed everything for me was this. I stopped treating the challenge as something to pass and started treating it as something to trade correctly. The goal was not to reach the target. The goal was just to execute my process properly, my trading strategy, every single session. If I did that, the target will take care of itself. That sounds like a small distinction, right? It is not. It changes what you measure. It changes what a good day looks like. It changes what you do after a bad day. When the goal is the process, a losing day where you followed every rule is a good day. When the goal is the target, any losing day feels like a failure. Before you open the first trade on any challenge, decide that you are not trying to pass it. You are trying to trade it correctly. Those are different things, and only one of them actually leads to passing. Day 1 of an evaluation is the session that most traders get wrong in both directions. Some traders come in too aggressive on day 1. They want to make a strong start. They take bigger risks than normal because they feel like they need to establish momentum. And they blow up their available buffer in the first session before the challenge has barely started. Other traders come in too cautious on day 1. They are so afraid of starting badly that they do not take any of their setups. They sit on their hands the whole session and close the platform with nothing to show for it. Here's how I actually approach day 1. Exactly the same as every other day. Same sizing, same criteria, same trading strategy. The fact that it is day 1 does not change anything about how I trade. I do not try to make a fast start. I do not try to be cautious to just protect myself. I just trade my trading strategy. And the reason for that is simple. If I trade differently on day 1 than I do on day 5 or day 10, I'm introducing inconsistency from the very beginning. And inconsistency is the one thing that will cost your challenge account. Day 1 is just another trading session. Show up, follow the trading strategy, do not add pressure that does not need to be there. The question I get asked more than any other about evaluations or challenges is this: should I try to pass quickly or just take my time? And my answer is neither, and both at the same time. So here's what I exactly mean by that. You should not be trying to pass quickly. The traders who rush challenges are the traders who blow them. They take more trades than their process says to take. They push size to make faster progress. They make decisions based on the target rather than the setup. That is the fastest route to a failed challenge. But you should also not be intentionally slow. Some traders think that being conservative means being inactive. They sit out sessions they should be trading. They pass on valid setups because they are trying to protect what they have. That is not conservative trading. That is just avoidance. The right pace is your natural pace. The pace at which you trade when you are not thinking about the challenge at all. When you are just executing your process and letting the results accumulate. On most challenges I pass, I do not know exactly how close I am to the target on any given day. I just know my rules. I know my process. I trade my sessions. And at some point the target gets hit because consistent correct execution accumulates over time. That is the pace. Not fast, not slow, but consistent. The last thing I want to cover is the one most people never think about until it is too late. And that is the mental difference between challenge mode and funded mode. Most traders treat these as the same thing. They pass the challenge and they think, great, now I just keep doing what I was doing. And they walk into their first funded session with challenge mode thinking still running in the background. But That challenge mode and funded mode require a fundamentally different mindset. And if you do not make that shift consciously, the fund account will actually expose it. In challenge mode, the pressure is about passing. Everything is oriented towards one single goal. You have a defined finish line. Once you cross it, that specific pressure is gone. The problem is that when that pressure disappears, something else fills the space, a different kind of pressure. The pressure of now protecting what we have built. The pressure of knowing this is a real fund account and real payouts are actually on the line. And many traders respond to that new pressure by either relaxing their discipline because the challenge pressure is gone and they feel like they can breathe, or by overcorrecting and becoming so cautious that they stop trading well. The fund account requires a third mindset, not the pressure of passing, not the relief of having passed, just the sustained execution of the same process session after session with no finish line in sight. That right there is the hardest mental adjustment in prop firm trading. And the traders who make it consciously, who decide before their first funded session exactly how they are going to approach it, are the ones who get to keep their accounts. So to bring all of this together, before you start, decide that you are trading the challenge correctly, not trying to pass it. Let the process be the goal and the target be the byproduct of it. Day one, trade it like every single other day. Same sizing, same criteria, no extra aggression, no extra caution. Pace. Right, your natural pace, not fast, not slow, but consistent execution of your trading strategy every single session. And the mindset shift, understand before your first funded session that what got you through the challenge phase is not the same thing that will keep you funded. The challenge tests whether you can execute under pressure towards a defined goal. The fund accounts test whether you can execute without that pressure indefinitely with no finish line. Make that shift consciously. Decide in advance how will you approach the fund account. Write it down, and when the challenge pressure disappears and the new pressure arrives, have your process ready for it. That is the complete framework. It is not complicated, but it requires more self-awareness than most traders bring to the platform. If you want one-to-one guidance, live trading sessions with me every single day, every week, I have a mentorship program called the Prop Firm Blueprint. You can apply with the link in the description. And if you want to use a prop firm, I strongly recommend Hola Prime. They have both CFD futures, but also crypto accounts. You can also use the link in the description for a nice discount. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.